Okay, geht's? Ja. Also, first of all, I will speak in English and not in German. Thank you very much for all the English speakers. Our family in Israel will also understand. And thank you for letting us come here today. So I would like to begin by reading a few sentences from Trude's book that describe the deep feelings they had to their home and the bad times that existed outside of the home. This is from the book. This story begins at home. The home I had. It was a strong kind of home, holding all those who belonged to it firmly. It was somehow stronger than we were, and we knew that. It was the fact this house gave us its own strength, some power of resistance. The difference between home and outside was overpowering. It was a warm home, but the very moment we left it, we had to breathe in the chilly atmosphere of hostility. None of us left home. We got out of it by chaos. Our home had been broken long before we had a chance to leave it. I come here today with very mixed feelings. I am Sharon Geva, geborene Lang. I was born in Israel in 1973 in Jerusalem. I'm the granddaughter of Hans and Trude Lang, Hans a Grazer, the son of Else and Fritz Lang, and the grandson of Charlotte and David Stern. Funny enough, Hans later on married another Trude, geborene Brandweiner, from Vienna, who grew up in Favoriten 114.7, where we also have a Stolperstein ceremony this coming Friday. I'm accompanied here today by the Spectrum family, Hannah and her family, and I'm accompanied by my husband, Amos Geva, whose family immigrated to Israel from Tunisia and Libya. As you know, Jews from all over the world reached the country of Israel. My children and Amos' children are Austrians, Polish, Tunisia, Libya, and we say in Israel they're Sabra, they're children born in Israel. I was supposed to be accompanied by my father, Michael Lang, who unfortunately was sick and passed away the beginning of the year. He would have loved to be here today, and I'm glad Gabi, his partner, is here with us today, and also Werner. And last, I'm accompanied by Miri Ini, geborene Lang, the daughter of Hans and Trude Lang, the granddaughter of Else and Fritz Lang, and the great-granddaughter of David and Charlotte Stern. When I was a child of about 12 years of age, my family was living a few years in Steyr, Oberösterreich. I remember clearly a day on which my grandparents came from Israel, Hans and Trude Lang, and we decided to go visit Graz together to see the Kalau. But I remember when we reached the house, the only thing I remember is silence and a lot of sadness. Not a word was spoken when we reached the house. As a child, I knew there was a bitter story involved. I think this was the only time I saw Hans Lang, my grandfather, crying. Hans and Trude Lang married and lived in Israel in the apartment in Tel Aviv. Hans Lang passed away in 2005, but my grandmother, Trude Lang, passed away only in 2019 at the age of 99. When we cleared the apartment in which they lived since 1943, after her death, I took off some pictures from the wall. And one of the pictures was the picture of the Kalau, and I have it here with me today from their home. This is the picture from my grandparents' house. And it was hanging there in the hallway, in the heart of the apartment, next to the phone, I guess for 76 years. Later on, pictures of the grandchildren were being stuck to it, but the picture was always there. We were aware of the fact it was a special home. We had heard the name Kalau before, but that was it. There was always a lot of silence around it. Not a word was spoken. The Lang family, who survived, created new families in Israel. Trude and Hans were able to put the past behind them and look into the future. Only today I can try to imagine the thoughts and feelings of how confusing it must have been to leave your home and homeland that betrayed you and create new lives in Israel. Just last week, I took part in an event in Basel in Switzerland, marking 125 years to the first Zionist Congress, on which day Theodor Herzl, the Viennese, created the Zionist organizations in order to allow the birth of the Jewish state of Israel, where he believed Jews would be safe in their homeland. The president of the state of Israel was with me on the plane. I was overwhelmed with feeling, thinking of the Lang family and the ceremony we would have here today. Would they have ever believed that I would come back here almost 75 years after the State of Israel was created and actually enjoy this minute? Unlike the description in Trude's book, where there is no difference between home and outside, where you don't need to fear the chilly atmosphere of hostility on the streets, in Israel we can live safely. So they built a new homeland, remembering their roots and their history. I'm proud of the roots, and I hope the generations to come will be too. Trude Philipson's book made me think a lot about the meaning of home. Today in Israel, we're a big family. Trude and Hans Lang, who survived, have children, grandchildren, and already lots of great-grandchildren, and soon another one to be born. Thanks to my grandmother Trude, traditional Friday evening kiddush, Miri, my aunt, together with David, continues a tradition in her home where the family meets almost every Friday, lighting candles and eating the challah the little girls of the family bake on their own. Every Friday, we mention the good things that happen in our family: birthdays, marriages, births, graduations, and whatnot. So we have a new country in our home, a little Carlau, just in a different place. So thank you. And I also have a picture of a little bit of the family. They wanted to come here today, but it didn't work out because all the kids are in school, and it's only a part. And this was also hanging on the picture of the Kalau. So from the family here, we're many generations now living in Israel. Toda raba. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sharon. I think it is